Awesome. Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to our February in Conversation. I can't believe that it's February, only a few months to go before the festival. But I'm so excited to be here with Kate. You know Kate very well by this point, and we have the lovely Santina here as well. So yay, thanks Santina. So today we're going to be talking about community, and so that whether it be in community within the company, whether it be with the greater Kingston community, we have lots to talk about. So I guess we'll just start with some introductions. So Kate, if you want to go first.
All right, yeah, my name's Kate, and I'm one of the co-managing directors of the Juvenis Festival.
Awesome. Yeah, and Santina, if you can let us know just kind of your name, what you do within the company, and then how that contributes to community.
Absolutely. So, hi, my name is Santina. I am the marketing manager for Blue Canoe. I'm also the company assistant, so I kind of dabble and help out wherever I can. And so, part of my role as the marketing manager is to get all of the projects, mission statements, and initiatives from Blue Canoe out into the community and finding ways to get our community involved in the wonderful initiatives and projects that we have running. So, that's a little bit about my position with Blue Canoe.
Awesome. Yeah, that's so great. Yeah, so we're just going to dive into a bit of a conversation around community. I mean, in terms of Juvenis, we do our best to build a Juvenis community within the greater Blue Canoe community. And please be warned that we're probably going to say community so many times during this, but that's okay. So, what does community mean to you?
Community is, I feel like, this huge umbrella term, and so many things fall into and under community. But for me, the word community, especially in the arts, is just the warm and welcoming environment that I think is so universal across art initiatives and projects and companies in itself.
Mm-hmm.
And so community means getting people involved, getting people excited, and sharing our stories with everybody else surrounding us, whether that's in our small community here in Kingston or across the world. We've had some projects where we're really expanding through this virtual setting. And so I feel like community has this like, oh, we're like a little bubble, but community can be so big and so huge. So it's really about expanding and getting people involved and excited, and also just bringing awareness to what we do and how wonderful our supporters are the people who are involved in our projects. Yeah, it's just like a big warm hug, the word community to me.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that you mentioned that idea of just like commonality as well. Like we're all working towards that same thing. And regardless of whether we know everybody in that community really well or anything like that. And you said it like some of the projects have expanded long distances, but just the fact that all of those people can be working together on one thing and that one common goal is a really beautiful idea, really.
It's so fantastic. And that's part of the magic of the arts in general. It's just everybody being so excited and so passionate about one common goal, and then getting the opportunity to share that with people too. So and they're also involved in our community. It's just, it spreads so wide, which is so nice.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, what we've started to talk about this already, but kind of why do we think that it's important to build community? So not even just why is community important, although that's part of the question, but why is it important to build it?
Absolutely. I think upon building community, you as an individual get to experience different, just different things. I know that's very general, but you're also able to meet others and, yeah, just be in an environment where it's and accepting of all the people you're working with. And so it's important that we build those safe environments and we build those connections with others so that we're able to produce and just be our authentic selves, which I think is really important and really powerful, especially when it comes to different art initiatives.
Yeah, absolutely. Kate, would you be able to speak a little bit to kind of what that, like, how that's involved with the Juvenis Festival specifically?
Yeah. So at the Juvenis, we try really hard to build a sense of community. Like right now, we've been doing some community builders with all of our participants. And basically, since the Juvenis Festival is all about just trying new things and learning, we definitely want to foster that safe environment, like you were talking about, Santina. So we try hard just to have everyone know each other and be familiar with each other and just get comfortable. But also, I think it just makes everything a lot more fun too when you know who you're working with. And also you get to meet so many new people, which is what a lot of people say they really enjoy about the Juvenis Festival, is that they've met so many new friends there. I know I have too, just because of that nice tight-knit community within the festival. But I also like how it's accepting of new people at the same time. So I'd say it just really helps to promote that really safe but also fun and just exciting environment in the festival.
Yeah, and I think to build upon that, Kate, when you're in that safe environment, I feel like you're more likely to ask questions and to ask for help and to connect with others. And ultimately, that just helps you as a person grow your skills, but also the project gets that much more diverse and strengthens in that kind of way. So I think, yeah, there's so many possibilities once you build that community. I feel like you have like a mini village that you're able to just like conquer anything. but yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, and sorry, I
Yeah.
definitely think that kind of because especially within Juvenis Festival and even within Blue Canoe Arts programming in general, it can feel fairly separate because there are so many projects and so much going on. So like it's important to build that community because we know that these people are interested in meeting other people and they have common things in common because they've chosen to get involved. And so I guess part of our jobs is to find a way for them to be able to connect with each other and have that community because otherwise it would be easy just to pass by.
Definitely.
Exactly. All right. So moving on to our next question. So what are some of the things that Blue Canoe does to build a sense of community?
Mm-hmm. Great question. So I think a few things that we do within the arts programming itself is to create some, and it's a little harder with virtual virtual projects right now, but what we've kind of worked towards is more like group activities, whether that's a trivia night or bigger rehearsals, and taking that time at the beginning to have everyone introduce themselves and say a little fun fact about them. I think it really does go a long way. As silly and maybe repetitive as they are, especially in virtual settings, sometimes you don't have the freedom to speak as you would in an in-person environment or rehearsal. So really taking that 5 to 10 minutes at the beginning and just kind of getting to know everyone, and through that you're able to make connections, or you're able to be like, oh my gosh, I love that TV show, or tell me more about that. And as someone who's been so fortunate to run those rehearsals, that's some of my favorite moments is when people are just like interjecting and be like, oh my gosh, have you seen this? I love this too. Wait, where are you from? I just love all of those like side conversations that happen in the virtual setting. And additionally, within Blue Canoe itself, we have, as you all probably know, we have so many portfolios that target different age groups, different interests, and we're really trying to expand. We did our first podcast this year. We're trying to expand across more art forms and age groups and interests to really get people involved. And if you're someone in the community thinking, oh, I would really like to do this, send us an email. We'd love to chat with you. So just being that source of, let's see what you have to offer. Let's see how we can help and support you. And those projects are particularly so wonderful because it's our community coming to us being like, I really want to do this. Can you help me? So I think, yeah, through our different portfolios, having that openness to just say, hey, I have a project, and taking the time in rehearsals and, as you mentioned, the community builders to really get to know one another. I think it does go a long way, especially in this virtual setting that we're in right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I'm glad that you brought up the virtual setting because I don't think that the sense of community has really faltered really. Like I think it's been there's been some challenges and it's definitely harder, but I think it still remained really central to everything that all of us in the company are doing. And yeah, I mean, in terms of Juvenis, we've done the community builders. We've done, we do professional development workshops once a month with all of the project leaders. We try and get their project participants involved as much as possible. And I think that because we started off so early and we made it a priority right from when they started within the program, that they've now been able, they kind of know each other now and they share each other's posts and opportunities on their accounts and stuff, trying to help promote what each other is doing, and it's really fun.
That's so nice.
Absolutely. So, how does the Kingston community factor into what we do?
Mm-hmm. So the Kingston community is so supportive, especially of the arts, and that's one thing I've really noticed coming here for my undergrad is how central the arts are in the Kingston community, and I think that goes such a long way. And so putting our projects out, anyone who comes to watch a show or attend a workshop is part of our community. And so it's so nice to be able to, pre-COVID, do events at the park, or just kind of getting our name out there so that people know, oh yeah, I recognize the Blue Canoe or just that logo. And so they're the ones directly who are supporting us. Talking pre-COVID, now we're kind of expanding, but it really is that community and that artistically sensual feeling that we get from Kingston in itself. And it's so nice because there are so many theater companies and there's so many art initiatives, and the willingness that, you know, the city of Kingston has, the Tet Center, just to promote our events and just to like let everyone know that this is happening, I find is so kind and just so generous in itself. And even walking into like shops downtown, you'll always see the posters and just flyers and postcards and things like that. So the Kingston community, whether you're a direct supporter of attending something or just putting up a poster or mentioning to a friend of a friend that there's this like cool project happening, I think really goes a long way. And yeah, the arts in Kingston, it's so fantastic and refreshing, and I really hope to see that in more cities as well. But yeah, Kingston's just like art. I love it.
Yeah. You know, I really like what you said too about just how central art is to Kingston. Like I was actually really surprised when I first started working at Blue Canoe and found out that like we just put it out to like the public, like what projects do you want? Like that would never happen where I'm from. Like I've never seen that anywhere else before. Like I think it's just really great. How people of Kingston are just so willing and open and just excited too about the arts. And I just really love that support we get from the community.
And they see the value as well. It's not like they're just putting it up to put it up. They really see the value and they're like, oh, this is cool. I want to promote this. And as a company, we have many supporters. So we are obviously incredibly thankful for those who have supported and companies that continue to support us. But yeah, they see the value in art and art education, and it's really refreshing to see.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in Kingston. I'm from there, but I left Kingston to go to school, and I could tell so quickly that what the difference was. And I'm fortunate to live in a community too, where I went to school in a community that valued the arts as well. But it was so different in Kingston because it was literally just ingrained into people, into the culture. Like there's tons of festivals, there's so much stuff going on, and everyone is excited about it and willing to support. And we've seen that through so many people who've been willing to get involved, who've been willing to help out. We've had some really great professional artists who've agreed to help us out for lower costs or for nothing at all, just because they care about continuing the arts community in Kingston and supporting young artists. And I think that's one big difference too, because it's not just about, okay, here's some really great professional artists, like let's hope they stick around. There's artists who choose to be here, and there's tons of young artists that are being cultivated here and who are very innovative and creative and inspired. And there's so much new stuff as well as more traditional things, and it's just a mix of everything. Yeah, okay. That's all we had for our questions, but does anyone want to mention anything else about just community or whatever we're doing with Blue Canoe or Juvenis? No? Okay, sounds good. Well, thank you so much, Santina, for joining us today. If anyone wants to join our community, there's always tons of ways to get involved. So I know that Juvenis still has three project opportunities coming up in the next week or so. This will be up on Friday, and our last project opportunity closes on the 6th. But on either the Blue Canoe or Juvenis website, there's Get Involved tabs, and there's always something that you can get involved with. So yeah, please join our community if you're interested. We'd love to have you. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and have a great day.
Thank you for having me.